Just came back from our long walk through our local woods, and yeah, in front of my favorite piece of furniture. So just wanted to, I think this one will be short, say a few words about a business model or relationship between the one who provides the service and the one who pays for the service. So client, business, and business, I suppose, I don't know, business owner, or essentially there is something icky and sticky and not that great in my view, or healthy. Whenever I judge or moralize, it's always about health, not morality of like what's right, what's wrong. At least, yeah, maybe there are moments when I'm actually moralizing. I don't know now. Maybe. Anyway, so when we like someone, and this whole model, business model about, if people like you, they will come to you and they will. I was in sales in other life, and that was the thing. I was good at it because I knew how to be likable, and I probably am even genuinely and generally quite likable. I don't know, but I certainly also knew how to really make people feel fantastic about themselves, and that's what it taught us, that if they trust you, if they like you, then far more likely to buy from you. And I know from my own experience as a customer, that's how I bought stuff. But I would love not to do that anymore. And don't know if I have an example. It might come to me if I do, that I'm actually already doing that. But I suppose the times when you really dislike someone, as in you really disagree with their values, fair enough, I suppose. But you see, even then, the service provider, the business owner, it's a kind of, should be, sorry. I rewatched a few of my videos on wherever, other platforms, and here maybe. And I just kind of, my Mercury Gemini is just all over the place. I chop and change and I just never finish the sentence, and the thought rather. So anyway, so the thing with when you're the relationship between the customer and the seller shouldn't have to be a relationship. Basically, there shouldn't be a relationship. So if what I let's say sell is quality in itself, whether someone likes me or not is irrelevant. And the reason, but in reality, the reason we do exactly the opposite, and we only buy with people who we like, is kind of really perpetuating this competition, which is not the future. It's not the future. I mean, it might be my meaning, well, for as long as I live in this body, will be probably a future, sadly. But I think going forward, like for generations to come beyond my lifetime, this lifetime, it won't be competition, won't be, and be like proper supportiveness, and or rather, certainly not the fight against, not the enemy, because either like someone or not like someone, right? I look like one of those Dutch hats. I like it. So yeah, and it's kind of the what I wanted to also say. It's kind of like the artist story, in the sense that I was very curious about Hitler art, and for the very reason that he's such an infamous person in the history of humanity, and yet apparently he was an artist. When I discovered that, I was like, oh right, and I'm an art lover, and I was like, oh my god, I just must see this. And so I saw them, and I only saw a few online at the time anyway, and I liked them. I liked them. I wouldn't mind having them on my wall. But that started the whole conversation about, with myself mostly, but also a few other maybe friends, people or whatever, of, would you buy Hitler's art? I mean, I would. Well, I don't know, maybe not. I was just listening to my body. There was a reaction there. Maybe, I suppose if I loved it, but I didn't love it enough to buy or to own it, but so maybe, and so I would maybe not buy it even if I loved it, because of this sense of morality and right and wrongness, which really should never be a thing when it comes to art. I remember, who was it? I think John Lennon, for instance. I mean, I'm not a Beatles fan at all, but I've heard or read somewhere, whether it's right or not true or whatever, but I don't know, that he was a wife beater. I mean, I can't imagine him beating Yoko Ono, but maybe I think he was married before her. Anyway, that he was abusive and stuff, and you think, yeah, people are shit, and glorious, and awful and wonderful, and so art should just be a separate thing, independent of the artist, even if it's a Hitler. The same with businesses. My services, my readings, let's say astrology, what I do currently is stand in themselves. Whether you like me, whether you like my philosophy, my life views, is irrelevant. I'm really good at what I do. I deliver stuff to you that, it's gold. So why would you not want to? And I'm very reasonable price-wise, for instance. This is no sales pitch, I'm just saying. And yet, where I'm going, I have been going in a while now, but I'm going even further and further. By the end of 2021, I will be set. And as this completely emancipated and individuated version of myself, and I will not be liked by many, or rather, I will really find selective few probably who will just chime and resonate with my radical views and all the rest, and out there and all that. So, but my readings would still be amazing, for instance, right? Would be amazing still, if not even more amazing, because I would be on fire through and through, and that adds a layer and quality to any work. So, yeah, and it would be, if it's, I don't know, it's almost like the work itself, let's say those readings, can benefit everyone and anyone. And yet maybe, because we'll still be living in this business model that I just described, only the ones who like me, so only the ones who like me, right, will be my clients. And it's like, great. I mean, yeah, but it still perpetuates the competitiveness, the sort of elitism, the right and wrong, and divisions and all the rest, which is separate to the work. And on that note, see you tomorrow.